of Revelation 13 and the fourth beast of Daniel 2. And the first beast, or the beast in Revelation 13, it says that he had a head wound, deadly head wound that was healed, right? And then in Daniel chapter 2, it talks about makes pieces bruised, and I saw his feet of and toes of potter's clay and part of iron. Um, and who I think that beast is. Oh crap, that's not what I wanted. I wanted this. On Wikipedia, I know Wikipedia, a lot of people don't bother with it because people can just change whatever. It's not like, but there's people that monitor it. So to get the gist of things, I do use Wikipedia. But the head wound happened. Um, where's the date? In 1806, and I'm going to leave a link to this under the video so that you can read this yourself. But the head wound happened because of Napoleon, right? And it just so happens that the person that was in charge of all of this, the Holy Roman Emperor, his name was Francis. And in Revelation, it talks about his deadly wound was healed, and the beast, which was, shoot, and it stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, which the sea is usually is the people, like a sea of people, you'll say, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Oh, what are you doing that for? Um, and upon his horns, his 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, which would mean they're kings, or nowadays it's political, so they would be presidents or prime ministers. And upon his heads the names of blasphemy, and the beast which I saw was like a leopard, which I'm not sure. Sometimes I think of Africa when I see that. When I read about leopard here, I always think of Africa. I don't know. I don't know. And his feet were as the feet of a bear. And Russia is usually referred to as the bear, but I don't know. That's going by other people's opinions. I haven't found anything specific in the King James Bible yet that actually says the bear is Russia. Um, and anyways, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. Um, and that always makes me think of either England or Israel because of the Lion of Judea, or even the emblem of England is a lion. Um, and the dragon, which is the devil, it's not necessarily China. The dragon gave him his power, that would be the devil, Satan, and his seat, and the great authority. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death. Now that doesn't necessarily mean, because it goes on to say, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered and they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, and they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with him? A lot of people say that the dragon is China, but there's a lot of Satan worshippers, a lot of Baphomet statues up. People are worshiping Satan like crazy. So, in my mind, the dragon is Satan. It's not China. Anyway, um, and there was given him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and it's like I said over here that this person's name was Francis, and I don't know if it's ironic or coincidental at all that the Pope that we have now chose Francis for his title. This is the beast, as far as I'm concerned, that had the head wound because of Napoleon and the wars. The head wound by the sword doesn't mean that he was literally stabbed in the head with a sword or a knife. It means, to me, it means a war. The head of that empire was taken out by a war. So a lot of people are expecting a literal person to get stabbed in the head and then rise from the dead again. Well, nobody gives it. Satan can't raise anybody from the dead. Only God can. So this is, it's all like parable. Like it's not literal. It is literal, but not a literal stab in the head and he died. This is the head of the Holy Roman Empire, who was taken off of his throne from a sword, which is a war. That's how I see it. And like I said, I will put this in underneath the video so that you can read this yourself. To me, this just screams Pope Francis. And I probably shouldn't have said that, because YouTube and their rules, you can't say anything bad about this guy, the head of the church. So I don't know why he is just Pope Francis and not Pope Francis the Third, but he, I believe, is the beast with the head wound. Yeah, and this is just was on my mind